everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. No astrology today though. I'm going to use some cards and I have two really great questions from LOA Girl. Hey! So anyway, the first one is she wants to know if Orangina will fire his lawyers to create delay. Okay. Second question, I was going to say yes, but you know what, I have to let go of my bias ahead of time, otherwise I screw it all up. We don't want confirmation bias in our readings, do we? So anyway, second question is, will the Repuglies draw out the impeachment distraction during the trial, or will it be resolved beforehand? Okay, interesting. Okay, let me check this out. I'll bring you over my table. Be right back. Okay, so while I'm shuffling, I thought I would read LOA Girl's questions out because they're great. Or her first comments. She says, like an episode of To Catch a Thief, Jack and others are not paid enough for the honest work of catching thieves. Boy, that's the truth. Thieves of life and liberty for some. Karma's swiftness cannot come soon enough, right? The distraction campaign in February will be real. It is amazing how the cards leave a story on the table. Okay, except it leaves her with two more questions. So, first question. So I'll do two separate readings. I'm going to use the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward, I think, for both of them. So the first question is, will Orangina, no, oops, I can't say that. Orangina will Orangina fire his lawyers to create delay. Okay, my head says yes, but I'm letting go of that just in case, because he might be, who knows, maybe he's down to the place where he doesn't really have a lot of options anymore. I'm sure any attorney, I'm sure he's at the bottom of the barrel already, and I'm sure most any good attorney would know his pattern of not paying bills. Okay, so how's this going to go with his current set of lawyers on all ends? I can't even remember their names. I do remember listening to an incredible length of questioning and testimony going back and forth. I think it was with Judge McAfee over the Georgia fake electors scheme conspiracy trial. So, but anyway, attorneys all around. Will he fire his lawyers to create delay? Okay. I think he knows that intuitively he could, intuitively and rationally, he could do that. It might be something that he's always thinking about, especially the more stressed he gets. The key is our yes card in the Lenormand, the major yes card. It's the major yes card, but there are many others, but this one is the one that we always go, oh yes. If he gets stressed, his solution will be to just end them and then move on and try to find someone else. So, definitely there. And then here we are, especially with his fractured reality, the way his brain works, the way his instincts work, the way he has, so because of who he is and the fact that he's incarnated as a born psychopath, he has a fractured spiritual connection here and on Earth, and he's split from because birds can be our instinctual connection to messages from the spirit world. He doesn't get that. He doesn't have that in his brain. He's cut off from that because of his past transgressions and his karma. Okay, let's just keep going here. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to his legal, the little tower card in the Lennies is not like the tower in the tarot. It has to do with the institution, and this would be, in this case, the legal institution. So, okay, yeah, like I said, when push comes to shove and he gets scared, he would do something like that, and he wouldn't do it in person. He'd do it by written, which it has to be done that way anyway. But he wouldn't have a. I'm not getting that he'll have a conversation about it. He'll just do it, and probably not until he could find someone new. Here's the new right here. And he'll do it if he thinks that a new one could improve his situation, and especially with his public persona. Yeah, which is, of course, what Alina Hobb is all about. She's just the new arm candy that looks like what's her name? Hobag, Mel. And, and it's a big, stick it to Mel move to take someone on that looks just like her. So, but anyway, the way his brain works, this card is about our brain and our health, a person's brain and health, and karma. What's literally in his DNA is this: he's fractured. He's cut off from his spiritual connection, and all he thinks about, the way the solutions to life on all levels for him have to do with money. And again, this is our legal institution card in the context of this question. And he has broken many attorney-client relationships, and there you go, right? And that's out there, and they know it. So I don't need to reiterate that. Going with the corners, it's all about the money. He's got karma for not paying, and they know that. He has karma for being very selfish, and they know that. There's no loyalty with him at all. Everything is on a transactional basis. And as far as getting a new alliance, yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing, I didn't get the mountain card, which would show, yeah, it's more like, there's just a lot of yes cards. He would do it, but I would think the mountain card would be for the tactic to delay, but I'm seeing, of course it would be for delay, because that's the way his brain works, but it's more about ending an issue that he's having with his public, how the public perceives him is what I'm getting. And he's wanting to make a new, something new, bring in some new alliances. Wow. Okay, so the next question is, will the Repuglies will the Repuglies draw out the impeachment distraction during the trial, or will it be resolved beforehand? Okay. So during which trial? There's so many trials. How about I change that? I hope you're okay with this, Alloway girl, but I'm thinking it's better to, how about we change that to the election, before the 2020 election. Will the Repuglies draw out the impeachment distraction? Well, of course it'll be drawn out, but will it go all the way? Let's ask will it be resolved before the 2020 election, or I'm sorry, 2024 election. Okay. All right, now I can actually look at the cards and do a little better with the shuffling. Okay. Republics draw out. Oh, the GQP draw out this impeachment trial. Will Putin's puppets draw out the impeachment trial? Or will it be resolved before we go to voting day, which I think is the 5th. So I think, yeah, it's always Tuesday, but I think it's November 5th is this next year. Come on. Right there. Okay. This is my card for Russian interference for Putin. And it's also a card of money, power, and protection. Here we have protection up here. It's cut off. Protection is cut off for some reason. There's a big obstacle. I don't know why Melania would come through, honestly. Unless there's just a little side story going on there. This would be the GOP house. Okay, gifts, something surprising. Melania's stuck. So funny. Sometimes you never know what kind of a backstory you're going to get along with the question. Oh, and then we have, well, heck, hold on. If it'll work. Yeah, okay. I'll do 2 more columns here. Because there's something else going on. Well, there's more about Melania. Oops, that goes there. Oops, hold on, wait, hold on. Is this? This is my card for Putin. Okay. All right, so this is, we've got 9 across here. So, but with the center, the GOP is just doing their best to protect Trump. I don't know why Melania would show up here. But, you know, if the man card came through, that would be Trump. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I'm just not thinking the right way. Maybe this would be Mike Johnson's wife, because he's the, yeah, and the clues to who she is are around her. And I don't think Melania cares about protecting him anymore, other than if it behooves her. But this could be Mike Johnson's wife. I'm wondering about that. I'm not so sure yet, but it looks like it because, well, then again, either level, maybe I can read it both ways, because we've got the protection in it, but it's cut off and blocked. Maybe I'll just kind of let her go for a little bit and go with the rest of the cards, because the question is, before the 2024 election, what we're getting is the GOP is going to do they're going to work their hardest to protect him. And maybe Mike Johnson's wife is helpful some way in that. And then, or maybe this is like women that like Trump. Ugh. But there's still, there's hidden enemies and there's obstacles to the house. The whole party. Here's the GOP house party here. And in their protection, they're in in their protection of Trump, they're in a tremendous amount of conflict, even between their own party. So this tells me, I'm wondering if this backstory here is that Mike Johnson will be removed from the House by then, right here, because we've got removal, cut, conflict, hidden enemy, and it would be surprising, and it would have to do with gifts being received by Russia. that information coming out. Okay, opening up, if I go just starting from over here, it would be that there's a painful loss, and it's all over social media. The public doesn't like the fact that money has been going in, you know, to the GOP. There's a grifting factor here. You know, into the Republicans. Money going in. Alliances that are foreign alliances here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Going with the four corners, I mean, this looks like it could be drawn out, but not when we've got this scythe. There's like an end to the obstacle here, right? Then here, this card is showing us that it's, you know, something's broken, fractured reality, and it's done. This could be, now normally I would use the letter card as the vote card, the actual vote, but this has to do with the public perception and whether or not they're, you know, in alliance with Trump or the Republicans. And it's not, because it's broken. There's a broken alliance. Something is revealed as to where this money is coming from. There's a revelation of money that's come into the GQP coffers. And I could certainly imagine that Sheldon Whitehouse would be very helpful, or has been very helpful. But there's something about the money that has been, you know, fueling the, you know, the coffers of the GQP. And there's an end to that. And then here we have Putin's little card over here. And we also have, you know, Putin influencing our domestic situation because of his own selfish, you know, agenda. And I think that's what's going to be coming out, because we've got the guilt here and the like burden of proof right here. Putin's guilt, Putin's burden, Putin stealing and meddling and trying to take away, you know, our ability to elect a democratic, in the democratic way, you know, preserving our republic. According to our Constitution. So, okay. I'm seeing this as the past and the reasons why things are going to go the wrong way. I feel like this is past, you know, present, and then future is over here, of course. The Crossroads is our card for choices. So there's obstacles to choices. Putin is trying to create some solution that helps him in his worldwide, you know, ring of money laundering. Yeah, his goal has to do with just keeping things tight, keeping things controlled with his big heavy weight. Maybe something comes out. I can't remember it all. I've done 2 really long readings and in-depth readings on Mike Johnson. And I know one had to do with his wife. And you'd have to just look in his playlist, because I can't remember everything that came through. But I do remember there's something super shocking about their... especially about her. So I do think this is Mike Johnson's wife. I don't think this is Melania. Although, you know, Melania does have her connections to Russia. I mean, we know that. There's just no guessing about that. So, but anyway, moving forward to, you know, just to clarify with the question, will it be resolved beforehand, before our election? I think so, Because, and it might be just if I take Putin out of this card, because he's already here, and let's just use a different meaning for this card, which is actually the truth, is something short-term or something small. So it could be right before, this would be our yes card, and it happened right before the election, that the information's out there with all the connections made to the GOP. And as far as the impeachment goes for Biden, the impeachment would be blocked. I'm getting that the impeachment won't really go anywhere because it can't pass the burden of proof. And everything that Comer and these other idiots bring through, you know, Jim Jordan and just, you know, everything they bring through, there's nothing valid. The conflict that they have, let's just dive into this 9 box here, because this is the House GOP. Okay? And I could ask the question from a different angle too, actually, using a different deck, maybe. But anyway, House GOP is cut off from the hidden, well, they are a hidden enemy. Well, actually, they're not hidden anymore, but they're acting like an enemy of rival of the state, of the Constitution, of everything that is solid and strong. So I think that when it comes to the impeachment trial, it'll be stopped. It'll be cut off and stopped because of choices that are made from the other, you know, House Republicans. So the way it goes is it would be the, what do you call it? It would be their, so they've made an inquiry. If they actually had, it would go to the Senate for the trial. And I don't know that the Senate, well, if it did actually turn into a trial, I just don't see it getting anywhere, because at the corners here we see it being broken up and an ending. But it could happen like right before the vote, because they were just selfishly trying to create a burden on the homeland. And there's all this stuff coming out about Russian money here as well. So they've got that embarrassment because, you know, they opened up a can of worms and they think it's a can of whoop ass, but they're whooping their own ass. And here's what works out for them is they've minimized their own strength because of their own inner conflicts. I don't think that Mike Johnson and all these other crazies, you know, Jim Jordan, you know, all of them, I don't think that they're that strong. I don't think that they're that strong. I think they drink a lot and they think they're solid, but I don't think they really are. So this could also be about movement in the, you know, our homeland. This is our domestic, this little card, the train is all about our domestic commerce, GDP, you know, growth, all of that. And they are creating something that is just stealing, is just taking away from movement, the movement that we want to get away from. You know, we don't want to be stuck with these guys. We don't want to be stuck with them. We want to move on. And I think the people are going to be tired of it because they're, look at this, you know, guilt, burden, pain, stuck, you know, in this conflict. And then this is what comes out on the news card. And we're tired of it. So I'm pretty sure I've already read on Biden and the impeachment. But just in case, I'm pretty sure. But just in case, let me just go ahead and well, might as well just use the same deck. No, let's just use this one. Hold on, let me bring this up as far. Yeah, as far as I can go for now, unless I bring the whole camera up. how is this impeachment trial going to go for Biden? Will he overcome it and just walk away free? How is this impeachment trial going to go for Biden? And this deck is Archie McPhee's super awesome future fortune cards. Yeah. I think it's Archie McPhee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Biden, how are you going to do with this? Okay, here we are with the solution. This is challenge. His challenge is to just have faith, be patient, be calm about it, just kind of let it go. Let's just put these down here, and I'll just do some cards up on the top. Okay. How's it going to go? People love him. He's going to have an abundant amount of cash and support coming into him. They love his family. This, you know, the moon is our card when it comes to, let's do it this way. Get some more cards in there. When it comes to the public, this card rules the public, just like the moon in astrology. He's going to go through a blender. It's going to be a whirlwind of problems. But I think if he can stay just calm about what's you know, what's really going on. There might be some shocking things that come out well, I would think the shocking things would have to do with what we already got with the Lennies, right? Some things are gonna, well, some of the wishes from the GQP, he'll feel it because he's very sensitive. It could be something quick that comes out. And then we have the Queen this would be Jill. Okay. The letter would be the vote. These cards are big. I can't, yeah, here, maybe I can. The letter would be the vote. Brings in the movement of the heart. So I think there are way more people that really love him. And then we've got the anchor, which is, you know, something in and solid. Oh yeah, here's the name of the deck right there. If I can get the camera to focus. Come on, right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Archie McPhee. MCPHEE. And then here we are with the safety, the solidifying. Both of these cards are solidly in and protected. And here is Biden. So here's Jill and here's Biden. So he's in. He's in and strong. He can pull the weight. He's strong. So, wow. Okay. So there we go. Reading it from all different angles. But it's not going to be easy for him. They're going to throw a bunch of crap at him. It's going to be shocking how dark and awful they are, but I think he's going to get a whole lot of donations to support him coming from the public, because we all care about him. Yeah. Okay. And then the other thing too, I'll say this just before signing off. I notice on the news that they are, you know, they're just to remember. I don't have to talk about what they're talking about, but just to remember that the news always covers what gets the most attention. So if there's a lot of negative things to say, because news primarily is like advertising. They're meant to hook you in the second chakra, which is your pocketbook, your sexual desire, or just desire nature, you know. They're meant to hook, you know, coming from the wrong place, basically. So Biden's not getting a whole lot of attention on all the great things he's done, unless it's going to hook people, and that won't. It never will. What hooks is the negativity, and so they're just not putting out there what needs to be said. But on MSNBC they do. They're always talking about all the good things that he's done. But not everybody watches that on YouTube, and not everybody subscribes to that channel in their cable lineup because it costs extra money. And I noticed also that now they have Newsmax on my cable lineup, and I need to make a phone call about that. But yeah, so there's lots of lies out there, and yeah, it's just going to be a continual fight. But look at all the love he has, and Jill, and they love Jill too. So yeah. And the vote is good. The vote will go towards what we care about the most, which is also women's reproductive rights. Yeah. Okay. I'm done. Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week leading up to New Year's. Okay. Bye.